I do.
Who else? Zeta? Come on, Zeta.
Come on, Zita. I don't remember it happening.
Ellie, you're bound to have some good stories. All right. Y'all, there we go.
Now, whoever wrote in the yearbook under my name, is Elsa Karenbauer, there's something in there about my friend Bert, and I drive a convert. I've never met Bert. I'm married to Lou. I don't have a clue. I guess everybody, they were rhyming words. Bert, convert. And we had that old Oldsmobile. My parents did. I'd get in, and Marmy and I and Ellie and a couple others, we'd ride around, maybe go to Dairy Queen, get an ice cream cone or whatever. But I never figured that out. So if anybody can tell me who Bert is, just because it rhymes with convert, you can let me know.
All right. I'm coming around after you guys.
Somebody on the staff.
Georgia, Georgia, Georgia.
Sit in.
The yearbook, I did the sports writing, and I also sold a lot of ads. And at Hudson Lunch, all these retailers would eat there, and so they would sell me the ads. But I would keep going down from school about 3 o'clock or 2:30 to get the ads. I already had the ads when I got out of school early.
All right,
I don't have a very big voice, so I think you can hear me now? Okay. Well, I promised him I'd do this. And some of you, a few of you already know this story. But I had Brian Bond, okay, for geometry. Well, in the first place, I almost failed algebra, so what the heck was I going to do in geometry? I didn't even know what it was. So I was in the last class before football practice. I was the only girl in the class, and half the football team was in there. And I was terrified of Brian Ball, just because he was a coach and what I knew about coaches and making noise and they're mean and nasty and all that. So, there I was, scared to death. And he had this tendency to call me up to the board because he knew I wouldn't be able to answer.
Right.
I mean, he was just tormented me, okay? At least that's what I thought, because I was so scared. Anyhow, I knew I wasn't going to make it in geometry because I knew I would never be able to learn geometry. So I thought, what can I do to get through this class? Now, he gave for his test 2 theorems and 1 problem. The theorems counted more than the problem. So I learned 40-some theorems. I still have my theorem book. I learned every single one of them. He would say for the problem, he would say, okay, today we're going to do, theorem 5 and theorem 20. I knew exactly what they were. And then the problem. Well, I never even bothered to do the problem because I wouldn't know how to do it anyway. And I got through that class with B's and C's. And I still, to this day, don't know anything about geometry and never will. And so there's 2 parts of the story. One part was when he called me to the board, he called me Bonnie Braids. I had a really long ponytail back then. Dick Tracy had just had his first little baby. and her name was Bonnie Brace. Does anybody remember that? Oh, gosh, you are so. So anyway, so that's why he called me Bonnie Brace. And of course, that embarrassed me all the more. So, okay, so I got through the class, we finished school, off I went to Grove City College, thinking I'll never have to have anything to do with Brian Baugh again. Guess what? He retired, went to Grove City to coach the football team. Now, I was a cheerleader, and I did my very best to stay out of his way. As far as I knew at the time, that he did not know I was there, or cared for that matter. So one day, it was winter, I was late for class. Yeah, I had to cross the football field to go up to upper campus. Nobody was there because I was late. And I'm all bundled up in boots and snow and all that. And I'm walking across the football field, I look up and I see him coming. And I thought, oh, I don't want to see this man. So I put my head down, had my hood up, walked, he walked, and all of a sudden, he had already passed me, and I had just breathed a sigh of relief, and all of a sudden I hear, oh my God, Bonnie Braids. And I said, hello, and never saw him again. And that's the story.
Okay, my chemistry teacher was Ralph White.
Yeah, R.L. White.
Oh, man, it was easy to push around. The board that we take advantage of his class. I'm not proud of it, but we pushed him all over the place. Chemistry. One of my friends, the most vocal and wild of my friends, Ronald, actually got out the window one day on the ledge. And Mr. White darn near had a heart attack. So his wife was Verna White. Was just like a substitute teacher. She was so mild and quiet. Well, I was a mailman for 33 years in Newcastle, and wouldn't you know that I delivered their mail at 910 Winslow on the east side. The first day I walked on the porch in the summertime, there's Ralph and Verna White sitting on the swing. Now, I don't know what to say. Of course, he didn't remember me. I thought he might. And I apologized to this man because I felt embarrassed. I said, Mr. White, when I was in school, I cut up in your class. And I said, I apologize because you were a good teacher, but we kind of took advantage of you. And his wife, they even took worse advantage of this lady.
She taught Latin.
She never said, she couldn't do anything.
What did she
Anyway, that's a wild story about, I mean, here I delivered mail to this guy every day for years. And every time I looked at him, I felt bad. I can't say I do, Connie. Yeah.
Big bombs?
Well, we used to mix copper with sulfuric acid. To make that
All right, Jesse.
Thank you, Art. This is a little more personal, how I met my wife. I didn't know her in high school, but I used to see this, what I thought was a very mature woman coming through the hall. I thought she was a teacher. She had her hair back and neat. She was, I just never, I don't think I ever said hi to her when I was in high school. But I saw her in plays. She was in Hometown or